What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. We at it again. You know who it is. Your boy John.
Fucking white belt slayer still here.
Still here.
Undefeated.
Undefeated white belt slayer.
Yeah. Fucking before things get things super cracking, it was Thanksgiving on Thursday. And I know all you motherfuckers weighed yourselves before you started, before I got here.
I sure didn't.
Everyone knew their weights. How'd you not know your weight?
I didn't check my weight.
I ain't gonna lie, probably like 252 right now.
I ate a lot.
Boy, thick.
I ate a lot. I had a lot of.
I was counting. I lost count of plates.
I had a lot of meatloaf.
Oh, dude, I smashed that meatloaf, dude.
Mashed potatoes.
You didn't have any turkey?
I had some turkey. Oh, that turkey.
That turkey was
good.
fire.
Yeah,
shout out to Eddie, really old Eduardo with the fucking fried turkey.
And then I had I think 2 tamales. That was it. The rest was just drinking.
I think I had 2 or 3 tamales, but then because we ate before we came here.
You know how many pies we had?
Oh fuck, I missed the pie.
Dude, there were so many pies.
Oh, I would have got down on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of pies.
I kept thinking I know there's pie in there.
Oh, there was tons.
I kept thinking I know there's pie in there. I'm gonna go in there, and then that meatloaf kept.
So we bought 3 pies. Someone else brought 2 pies.
Costco pies.
Yeah, we bought 3 Costco pies. We bought a pumpkin pie.
Those are the best ones.
And then we bought 2 pecan or almond pies.
Oh, pecan, yeah.
And then
I go back and forth on liking those or not.
And then someone brought apple pie. There was cheesecake. There was all kinds of shit. I was like, holy crap! It was good.
Really?
It was a good turnout. It was a lot of fun.
At some point, we were inside in the kitchen, and I kept grabbing those King's Hawaiian rolls and cutting them in half, and then putting a whole one of those meatloafs on there, and then a whole thing of mashed potatoes, and this fucking
hilarious.
Dude, it was so good. Yeah, Brandon makes those little meatballs too.
We drank, I think my girl counted 7 bottles of tequila, and then I think there was a bottle of whiskey.
Don't remind me about the whiskey.
There's a lot.
At some point, somebody shoved a bottle of Jameson in my hand and said, "We're doing shots."
It was a lot of drinking.
We're too fucking old for shots.
I think everyone was like, "No, we're gonna take it chill," and then it was.
I never said that.
I don't know. I thought someone said.
I can't be getting drunk.
Then it was just fuck. Once the shots started coming out, it was this game over. Everyone just got.
A couple people were drunk when I showed up because we had Thanksgiving with my mother-in-law first. So.
Was they drunk already?
No, you weren't. But a couple people were. I'm not gonna call them out in here, but I kept pouring them. I will not say if it was a he or a she. I kept pouring them shots. Kept telling them, "You got to take another shot," and they just kept going like this. And at one point, they were like, "I'm already drunk," and I was like, "I don't give a fuck, dude.
You can still talk.
Yeah, you're all right.
You can still talk. You're standing.
Yeah,
you're standing. You're good.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
But I lost count of your plates at 3 or 4.
No, I didn't have 3 or 4.
Bullshit.
Maybe I had 3, but I didn't load them up.
Yeah, but I wasn't there when you started. Those are just when I started counting.
I didn't eat until the food came out. I didn't eat.
Oh, because the turkey got done after I was here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
No, so I showed up right on time then.
I mostly stuck.
You guys were drinking before I got here?
Just some beers. We weren't drinking
Yo, when I said I showed up. They were probably pre-gaming.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure they were.
No, I think I had 2 beers, maybe 3, and that was it. And then the rest was just.
What kind of beers were you drinking?
805s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I had that one. They were all good.
Oh, that one was flat.
Yeah,
it was flat. That was weird.
It had to be a random bunch because he showed up with a brand new box, and then all the other ones were good. And then
maybe it was already in there.
No, because we cleaned out the ice chest, and I was like, I drank that one, and I took a few sips, and I was like, this just tastes funny, and then I had you taste it, and you're like,
yeah, it's flat. It tasted flat.
It had no flavor.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this is done. I can't handle this one. But
I was already pretty drunk by then though.
So I mean, usually when you're drunk, that's how you know it's really bad.
Yeah.
Because when you're drunk, you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, keep drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, no, I felt like I was gonna drink it and get sick or something.
Yeah,
It was gonna make me feel.
It was weird. Yeah, it was flat.
But yeah, it was a really good time. I didn't train that much this week though. I think I went Monday. I think I went twice.
I went Tuesday and Thursday. I went on Thanksgiving morning. Surprised you weren't there.
Yeah, I went Monday, and then we were cleaning and doing shit.
Yeah,
getting ready. So
I'll have to talk about that real quick. I'm sorry, guy. I can't remember your name. Obviously, you listen because he called me the White Belt Slayer, and he was like, "I survived the White Belt Slayer," and I was like, "Did you?
Or did I let you?"
These motherfuckers getting too brazy out here. They're getting all brazen and shit. Start crushing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I think that leads into our subject for today: belt promotions, and what that means for you white belts who are going to get promoted to blue belt this week. Do you remember being a white belt? Or it's next week? I think it's next week. It's the 12th or something like that.
Already?
Yeah, I think it's before the 15th of December. Today's the 1st.
Maybe it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's in 2 weeks. But yeah, that's coming up. That'll be interesting.
You remember being a white belt?
Of course, I remember being a white belt. Who doesn't remember their white belt journey?
I remember most of it. It was quick for me. You know what I'm saying? It was quick.
It's quick for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember being like? Do you remember like first couple weeks of just getting fucking demolished? And
yeah.
Dying on the mats.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even by everybody. That was by everybody.
Yeah.
With. It was just.
Yeah.
You didn't know anything.
Did you ever have the thought like, why am I coming?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, me either.
No. I mean, I was here for fun. I was enjoying it. So I never.
I
know there's a lot of people that like
you know,
3 months in, you're just like, I'm not getting any better because you're just getting smashed. But it's just they don't realize that it takes a long fucking time.
It's a lifetime.
Yeah, it takes so long to learn, to even be mediocre.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, we were saying, I think we've been talking about it lately. When we started, there was maybe like 2 purple belts.
Yeah.
And like a couple brown belts.
I think at purple when we started, it was Cheech, Trevor, and Cameron. Those are the only purple belts I remember.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Oh no, I saw fucking goddamn brain fog. That's too many tequilas 2 days ago. Jonah was a purple belt when I started, and Cosby got promoted probably about a couple weeks after I started.
Yeah, but we didn't have like a big purple belt team or even brown belt. We only had like 1 or 2 brown belts.
Yeah, I can't think of. Oscar was a brown belt.
That big white dude, just bald.
Thane.
No,
Thane was a brown. No, Thane was a purple belt. Kurt.
Yeah,
he's a black belt now. Yeah.
He was a brown belt. So we didn't have a lot like we do now.
But it was mostly blue belts but mostly white belts.
Yeah.
Because we used to split the lines up. It was just colored belts in the front and then white belts in the back.
And
the white belts is sometimes 2 or 3 lines. two to 2.5 rows deep, and the colored belts would be like half a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now it's the opposite. Well, now we have a lot of new white belts.
Is there?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a lot of new people. It was just cool.
All I see is food.
It's just all I see is food.
Give me that white belt.
It's just crazy to see like how the gym has changed. I guess like I don't want to say hierarchy, but I guess like the level of the room has changed from being mostly white and blue belts to now we got a shit ton of purple belts.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a lot of purple belts. I think the first row was pretty much all purple belts.
Oh, was it?
It is now. I'm saying.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so far towards the end. I don't see behind me.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
I know. There's a lot of blue belts.
There's quite a few blue belts. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I remember being a white belt and just getting my fucking cheeks clapped every roll where you think you're in a good position, then you just get destroyed and destroyed and destroyed and destroyed, and it never stopped. Until I was probably like 3 stripes. But when I was 3 stripes is when I kind of got into competing a lot. And so I was competing and I was rolling twice a day for months. I would go to AM probably 2 or 3 days a week, and then 7 p.m. 6 to 7 days a week. You know, the late class basically every day. So I was getting as sharp as you can be at white belt. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then there was a lot of people around my level, so I was probably
there's good rolls.
Yeah, I was like the higher level of white belts at the time, you know. And I just remember getting promoted, and at the time everybody told me, because I think I did have 4 stripes, but I got 2 stripes at once at blue and I think at purple too. Or I mean at white and then blue. But I remember everyone telling me, yeah, you're gonna get your belt this day, you're gonna get your belt that day, and I was like, dang, that's crazy, and I'm gonna be a blue belt. And then I remember getting my belt and then coming in on Monday or maybe even Sunday, because I got promoted on Saturday, I think. I remember coming in the next day to roll, and then I just see everybody's eyes look hungry, and just I got it put on me like I had never been put on.
Well, the
before.
thing is, it's even by like
the white belts, because the white belts want to prove that they're better than you, and then the purple belts and the upper blue belts are like, now it's time to start.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how this conversation started. How I started it in my head, like what we should talk about was like, there's some dudes that are coming up that have started to grasp the idea of jiu-jitsu, and by no means am I a master. I think I'm finally at the point where I'm mediocre at jiu-jitsu, but this is years into the game, and nobody really gets mediocre quicker than this unless you have previous experience like being a wrestler or you did some sort of grappling before. Because even when you think you're good, you're still only mediocre.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You go to another school or you compare yourself worldwide, you're mediocre, right? Unless you're like, there's
a few. Yeah, the top.
I follow some kid. He's like in his mid 20s. He was a number 1 blue belt in the world, IBJJF, and now he's number 1 purple belt in the world. But you know what I mean? Like at most schools, when you get to like purple belt, you start to understand all the positions. Like I don't think there's more jiu-jitsu you can teach me at this point. There's just making what exists
there's always
better.
more, but I think that's the biggest thing is making your game sharper, your timing, getting like what works for you. Adjust. I think that's what we're saying. You learn something and you have to make it work for you. How does it work for my body style? How do
Yeah. Well, the other day, Kyle showed me another way to do like the standard armbar from the side, and I was like, dude, how did I not know this before? And like, it's opened up my game. I've only caught it once or twice since then, but I don't get a roll with a lot of people that would try to armbar. But I did it. I was showing Tyler the other day, and I did it to him. He's like, I didn't even feel your hips move, and I was like, yeah, that's the whole point of changing it to this method instead of like the method where you grab the arm and then you like half moon across your body and whip your leg around. You ever seen the way Kyle does it? He just grabs the leg and sits back. So much better.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you gain as you get upper belts. But like I was saying, like so these white belts that are going to get promoted to blue belt coming up here, now your world is about to start, because if we've been crushing you, but not to the ability that we can actually crush you.
Yeah. There's a lot of times when I'm rolling white belts where I'm like, you can go for like wrist locks from any position, and then I don't usually go for wrist locks on white belts, but
I grab them, but I never try to finish them.
Yeah, so now it's like, okay, now I'm gonna be able to like start going for those to make you. I still don't think a lot of our gym uses wrist locks. I don't see it a lot.
So Brianna's telling me she's been wrist locking people recently.
Girls, for some reason, don't do wrist locks because they think it's mean.
Yeah, I think it's mean. Yeah. It is mean.
Well, it is mean. Yeah.
But all submissions are mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way to nicely
you have to
choke
you have to get over it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I got choked by a white belt this week, but I gave him like 80% of the position. Then I was like, okay, I'll get out, and then I didn't. But he wasn't being nice about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he wasn't being mean either.
He was just doing
what he was doing.
Yeah,
and I was like, hey, that's a good choke. You know, that kid's good. It's funny because that kid started. He's a white belt. He's like a 2-stripe white belt. He started when I started, and then for whatever reason he left. And then he came back as a 3-time state placer and a 1-time state champion wrestling. So he's very good. He's really strong. Because when I started, he was like 5'4", like 90 pounds. Now he's a fucking man. He's like probably 6 foot, fucking 150 pounds, 160 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, he's a big kid.
Yeah.
He's good too. He's very good. Yeah. But
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. But to all you white belts that are going to get promoted, it's time for you to start now. So let's see if you can stay after 3 or 4 months of being a blue belt. A lot of people quit.
That's why people quit. Yeah,
a lot of people
you get
quit.
to blue belt and you're like, fuck.
Well, now we're going to start rolling hard with you.
And then you're like, yeah, this is different. It is definitely different. I feel like sometimes with white belts, I feel bad trying to throw them.
Yeah,
because I'm like, oh, they may not know how to break fall.
They're not conditioned to the fall yet. Yeah.
And so then once you get blue belts, I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna start throwing you. I'm gonna start using my throws and really start throwing them hard, trying to throw them hard and stuff like that to get, especially if you're bigger than me.
Well, everybody's bigger than you. You're just a little guy.
I'm just a little guy. Just a little guy. What's that meme going around? I'm just a chill guy.
Oh yeah, the fucking
I'm just a chill guy.
Yeah. Now it's time for. I think what switches in my head as you get from white to blue is that now I'm going to start being aggressive rather than like technique passive. Like also most white belts I'll just sit down on. Every once in a while I'll try to mess around and throw them, but most guys I'll just sit down on because I know the sequence of events where I'm going to get on top and grind you out. And I might be a little bit mean when I'm on top, but not to the ability that I mean. Like when I roll with this motherfucker, I'm mean as fuck to him because I know if he gets on top, it's going to be the opposite. The same, so. Just be ready because I'm coming to clap your cheeks.
I always like looking to see also like who's getting promoted, who doesn't get promoted, that kind of thing. Just it's kind of cool. Like,
well, a lot of them are foregone because they're 4 stripes.
You see them and you're like, yeah, they were definitely ready for it. Like there's certain people you're like, yeah, they're ready for it.
Yeah,
they're ready for the blue belt. So it's cool.
What do you think that criteria is?
one, you should be at the top of the white belts, and you should be crushing white belts before I mean, you're still gonna get caught, I think, but you should be doing most of the like this. You should be I don't want to say winning because you're not like competing in a tournament, but you should be escaping from white belts. You should be taking their backs, and you should be able to handle a white belt pretty easily. You're still gonna get caught.
I would say the only person I'm comfortable calling out in here that's going to get the blue belt is Angel. I don't think I've ever seen him roll with another white belt.
Yeah, he's tough to submit to.
He's tough in general. So
Yeah,
he's definitely going to be a blue belt, but I think he's past that white belt phase. You know what I mean? I don't think he should have ever been a white belt because he came with a little bit of prior experience,
Did he?
but not a lot. He told me he rolled a couple years ago for like maybe a couple months. But since day one, I think I've subbed him twice.
He also has the right mindset.
Yeah, he has the right mindset.
He doesn't come in. He's not overly aggressive.
Yep.
He doesn't roll. He's never rolled spazzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I like him.
He's just
I like how he rolls. He's
just a chill guy.
Monster. He's just a chill guy.
He's a monster. But I don't think I've ever. Maybe I seen him roll with Josue once, and I mean I don't want to say how that roll went, but yeah, I mean he's probably the best white belt that I can think of for the Masters competitors. Angel's got to be 30. I don't know about the lower.
But he doesn't stop either. He keeps moving.
Yeah, he keeps moving. That kid that I was talking about earlier, if he had been back with us longer, he would probably
be a blue belt too. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Omar's been gone this week he's in Brazil.
Yeah, he's in Brazil.
Yeah, so I just don't. Yeah, I think you're right. If he's been back maybe a month or two earlier,
yeah,
I think he'd probably get his blue belt.
Yeah, because that kid's a blue belt, 100%.
For sure.
100% he's a blue belt.
Yeah, he's got it.
Because like when I was rolling with him, I knew that he was a wrestler, so I was like, I'm not gonna fucking stand with this kid. I can't wrestle. Like I'm at the point where I know that I can't wrestle. Maybe as I continue to go on, I'll try to get more classes with Chris in, and I'll try to maybe just like anti-wrestling or like wrestling up from bad positions. But I'm never gonna be a guy that shoots to my knees and go for single. It's not for me. Like my neck is so bad. As soon as people tap my head, it's fucking
showed.
done.
I went to a 10 a.m. No, 6 a.m. Yeah, the day we went to the desert.
Okay.
I went to a 6 a.m. and Gabe was teaching some techniques from snap downs.
Yeah,
but they were like right up my alley. Like, they weren't like shooting, like dropping to my knees.
Yeah.
But they were like really cool snap down setups, and then how to get a couple places. I was like, man, that's fucking cool. So those are the kind of things that I like learning. I'm not super fast to like go for fucking a single leg spin around the back and fucking my knees fucked up for that. But like some of the stuff that they show, I'm like, all right, this is like my game. Like this is pretty cool. I like this.
I'm pretty lucky that I don't really have bad knees. I mean, of course my knees are sore a little bit, but like I don't really have any like bad knees.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime someone like sprawls or my head gets trapped, dude, my whole neck is just stinging for a couple days. So that's why I don't like to wrestle. But so that kid, I knew he was a wrestler because I got a couple messages about him before the class, and I was like, I need to see pictures, birthdays. I need to see a blood sample of this motherfucker. So when I saw him, I was like, I'm just gonna sit down, and I sat down, and he's pretty good. Like well, obviously his wrestling's good. I think he was a 2 or 3 time state placer and then a state champion wrestler. So he's good. His movement is good. His body awareness is good. His ability to control his body is good. His
balance
his base is crazy.
His base is crazy.
So I'm sitting down there, I'm playing half guard on him, and he actually like bullied through my half guard and like knee slide. So I was like, this motherfucker, like for real, bullied through it. Like it wasn't like I didn't give it to him, he took it. And I put my hand up on his collar and he didn't get aware of it. And then I put my other hand on his collar, he didn't get aware of it, and I just rolled into a baseball bat choke and I tapped him. And I was like, okay, that's where his game is lacking. He had never seen that submission probably before. So I was like, I don't need to fucking bully this kid. Like I want to see what he's got. Fuck, what did he get? I think he got me with like a straight arm lock. Like from the top, the one where you stretch it out. And then he fucking bow and arrowed me. And like his transition through this bow and arrow was crazy. Like
really smooth.
Yeah, because I can't remember how we got there, but I think he started doing something and I escaped and I went to the turtle, and as I was getting ready to roll back through the turtle, like how you like dive your shoulder and you roll through and you get your leg in to go like back to the half guard from the turtle. I was rolling through and he took my back in that transition, and as soon as he took my back, he got the grip for the choke and then transitioned into the bow and arrow super quick. So it's like that kid is, I mean, If you don't, he's got blue belt written all over him. It's just he hasn't been with us, time enough. But that's a kid that I'll never be able to destroy.
Yeah.
I might catch him in some of like the sneaky vet kind of shit, but I'm not going to be able to.
That's also a difference in like
age. Yeah.
He's still young. He's full of energy.
I think he's 18.
He's got good skill. He's got a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. It's just like that's one of those things that's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be a white belt. It's like super athletic that also has a lot of technique.
I remember one time when I was probably like a 2 or 3 stripe blue belt when Albert first started running his school in Temecula, when he was running the UFC gym. He brought over a couple guys, and there was this older guy, and he was like sitting on the side like dying. And then Albert's like, "You guys roll," and I was like, "Okay." And then I started rolling with him. This fool gripped me up and destroyed me. He tapped me with pressure, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then Albert's like, "Oh yeah, he was a collegiate wrestler," and I was like, "Yeah, but he's 50," and he's like, "Yeah, but I've been working out the whole time." And I was like, "You motherfucker!"
Like nonstop.
He's like still wrestling with people a little bit and still working out. He was all jacked, So it's like you're gonna run into dudes like that who are no stripe white belts, but they have a lifetime of athleticism and wrestling and shit like that. So but about the people getting promoted, y'all aren't them, motherfuckers. I'm coming to take your souls the week, the Monday after you get promoted. Everyone's getting souls taken because I'm gonna pull Omar aside. Like, let me get all the new blue belts. Let me get all the new ones. I'm taking souls. You're getting comp rolls.
That'll be fun.
Comp rolls.
It seems like the gym's been kind of like hit or miss with how many people, but I think it's just holidays.
I think it's the holidays and also the time change that fucks people up because like normally you're leaving class and it's just starting to get dark and now it's dark before you go. Yeah. So like, I mean, that's what I've been struggling with like the last couple of weeks. Like yesterday I got up on time to go to class and I took a shower and I was sitting there and I was like, fuck, I just don't want to go, man. Like I don't feel like driving 35 minutes over here then 35 minutes home. And like I got a little bit of other things to do today and I was like, fuck. It's the motivation to go. Like I've been thinking about that a lot. Like,
well, it's like Friday. Noah had to be at his school at like 5:45 or something.
Saturday,
like that.
Fool. Today's Sunday. That was yesterday.
I know, but on Friday.
Oh, he had to go Friday too?
No. Oh. Stories happens on Friday. He had to be at school yesterday at 5:45. And so me and my girl are like watching something, and then he comes in and goes, "I'm going to bed." And I was like, because it was dark out. So I'm like, what? And he was like, I'm going to bed. And I like looked at my phone. I'm like, dude, it's 5 o'clock. And he goes, wait, it's only 5 o'clock? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, never mind. I'm going to go play video games. I'm like, yeah, if you go to bed now, you're going to be up at like midnight fucking like, not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
But it was the whole time. It's like, it feels so late.
Yeah.
When it really isn't. It definitely messes with you.
Yeah. And it's also hard to make into jiu-jitsu when it's cold.
It's been cold.
Well,
it hasn't been freezing, but it's been cold.
Yeah. I don't know how people on the East Coast or like Devin up in Chicago does it. Like,
I'm sure they have heaters that are running in their class.
Yeah, I know, but then you gotta put on all your shit then go outside, get there, take all your shit off, put on your gi, put all your shit back on when you're sweaty, and then go home. You know what I mean? Like that's so like I don't even bring sweaters usually because it's like I don't want to take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, and then like putting it back on, you're sweaty.
I found if I leave right after class and it's cold out, it's fine. I'm like, oh, good. It feels good. But if I spend any time, after class, bullshitting. If I spend any time doing that, then I go outside. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's cold out here. Yeah. And I'm like you. I don't bring anything. So I just walk out with my rash guard. And I'm like, fuck, it's cold.
You don't bring a shirt? I always put a shirt back on. No. I'm not trying to walk out tittylicious.
Unless we're going to, like, the grocery store after class or something like that. I don't bring a shirt. Like, a few times, she's like, we're going to the grocery store. I'm like, what the fuck?
Walking there all Danaher style.
Yeah, I gotta walk in, but all sweaty and shit. I'm like, all right.
I've done that a couple times too. You feel such like a fucking chode.
Yeah, for real.
Motherfuckers
even with a shirt, the gi pants, and the fucking sandals on, I feel like,
You walk in, your pants already on?
Yeah.
That's like Misa shows up fully suited.
I walk in with everything but my jacket on.
That's crazy.
Why?
What happens if you get in a car accident?
They're gonna know.
Shit. Yeah. Hey, all you motherfuckers that show up fully suited, stop that.
No. I mean, I don't fully suited. I just don't put my jacket on.
Dude, Misa shows up with his belt on usually.
Yeah, he shows up.
That's just wild.
He probably gets ready at his car. like gets his jacket on and stuff when he's
That's not what he's doing in his car. I ain't gonna call my guy out, but he's doing something else in his car.
He's doing the typical jiu-jitsu thing in the car, you know.
Fuck my wife out there fucking ripping and dipping before class, dude. It's crazy.
I can't do it. I feel like it'd be.
Some motherfuckers.
I want to try it, but I'm like at the same time like.
What if it unlocks your game and you just have to get high always?
I mean, you don't know. Like, yeah, sometimes you like. Because I do my best when I don't think when I roll, right? When you just kind of move, and I feel like maybe you'd be like that when you smoke before you roll. You just like you're just into it, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes you just stupid as fuck, and I'm gonna be like, oh fuck, oh fuck.
Dude, some of the homies fucking rip zins while they roll.
I can't do that.
That's crazy. Dude.
I can't do that.
All zinned out.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Fucking.
I never chew gum. I can't have. Like,
I chew gum before. I try to always chew it up until technique's over. Keeps my mouth all moist.
Yeah, keeps you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about doing it for technique, but I can't do anything like that. I could definitely not do the Zens. I tried pre-workout a few times, and I wanted to vomit.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I can't even do pre-workout.
Itchy, you want to fucking throw up?
Yeah, I was like, I can't even do pre-workout before I fucking roll. Because, for some reason, the pre-workout, when the rolls get intense, I get queasy and I want to fucking vomit. I'm like, nope, that's not it. I can't do it. Nope. I just got to go in there. And I can't eat for like 2 or 3 hours before class. Just water. And then roll in, and I'm good. But yeah, I'm excited for belt promotion to see who gets up, who levels up, who gets their stripes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Misa got his brown belt. He hasn't been long enough. It would kind of
screw him if he wants to compete.
Yeah,
it would kind of screw him if he wants to compete. That's the only problem. But he mostly competes in World League, so
yeah. Well, it's just IBJJF doesn't really hit California that hard, which is pretty crazy. They had a new one this year. Like a week ago, there was one on a Sunday.
Really?
When we were in the desert, there was an IBJJF that day on the Sunday.
Where?
Orange County. Yeah. So they're starting to come back, I guess, to California because they do Worlds here, and then they do that North American Master, the one you did. That's at the Pyramid.
Yeah, and then they do San Diego Open.
Yeah.
So now there's
an Orange County Open, I think.
I think there's one in Long Beach.
That is in Orange County. No, that's LA.
No, it's LA.
There's a Long Beach Open?
I think there's an Open in Long Beach.
So maybe there's 5 a year?
Yeah, there's not many.
Well, that's actually quite a... There's a San Diego Open, too.
Yeah, but compared to World League...
Yeah, World League was like 10 a year here.
There's so many.
Yeah, and then, to be honest, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in California, the World League events are way better.
They're really good.
They're way better.
Well, they weren't... up until like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, they started like
those outside events were pretty good. I mean, I only watched them, but they looked fairly organized.
They've always been pretty organized. That was that one in Fullerton.
Yeah, right? I went to a couple there.
Yeah,
those outside ones, kind of like when COVID was ending up. Yeah.
Well, that's probably why it was outside though.
That's why
COVID.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But then they've always been, at least since I've been doing jiu-jitsu, they've always done the one at Del Mar outside. Which now that I'm not a white belt and I don't got to go early in the fucking morning, I like that event.
I like that. I've always liked that place.
No, I think you were there. You watched me get beat up there
early.
It was like 8 or like 8:45 or something like that, dude. It was like
cold as fuck.
And I remember like I got taken down and I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And then the mats were like cold and slippery, and I'm like trying to frame off this dude, and he's literally sliding me off of the mat. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's because it's outside and there's still the morning dew and stuff like that.
So. World League uses the same mats. They probably only replace them every few years as they need to replace them. So their mats are getting better and better and better. Every time I've gone on IBJJF mats, they're so fucking slick because it takes years to break in there because they use real tatamis. Yeah, because at IBJJF they use I think they use Zebra, but the real tatamis. World League uses rollout mats. And they probably break in quicker because they're getting rolled and shit, you know what I mean? Dude, every time IBJJF, those fucking mats are so slippery. Like you can't frame it's weird. I've been there a couple times where I've been trying same thing. I've been trying to frame or get back under or like playing half guard, and I'm getting pushed. And I'm like, what? Like, it's hard to set up something when you're fucking sliding. You know?
I don't know if I've paid attention to that, but now you're mentioning it, I do remember.
Yeah, they're slick
sliding. And not being able to get like a full base
because they run different. Like you notice that a couple months ago we got new mats on the perimeter of that big L. You ever notice those rolls? They're different. Yeah. It's weird. They have like a texture to them, but there's not enough texture to be slippery or not to be slippery. They're still slick, you know. Yeah. Like the old mats are perfect. They have the perfect texture.
More mats would be cool. I like that we got more.
He's talking about getting more and more, but then he's got to get rid of seating and shit like that, and the parents complain. For adults, it's fine, but the parents complain.
Not being able to watch, but most parents aren't even there. Well, I don't know. I haven't been to the teens or kids classes in a while, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting. But more mats, I think, would be nice. More space to roll, because we do get sometimes where, I mean, now that we have more space, we can get more people on there to roll. But even then, you still have a lot of people on the side waiting to roll. You know.
Also, that kind of changes your game too. It's like a lot of times, like especially if I'm rolling with the white belt and I know Spazzy standing up, when there's a lot of people on the mats, I'll just sit down.
Yeah, because you're watching. That's the one thing that kind of I've seen. I wish more people were more
aware of.
Yeah, where their surroundings, because they just go at it and they don't pay attention. You know. Or like you're in a position and you're like, all right, let's move, and they're so you're like, hold on, let's move. We gotta move. Let's get out the way. And they're like, oh, it's like, yeah, pay attention, man.
I just started giving the positions up. I don't fucking care anymore. Like I'll be like, say I'm smashing someone, and it's like someone that's equal to us, because we use the method of whoever's the higher belt that gets to continue going. Whoever's the lower belt's got to move. Yeah. So, if it's like an equal person, or I know some, or I can see that they're deep in something or something like that, I'll move. Yeah. But I usually just kind of back up, and it's funny because I'll like back up, and everyone thinks you're changing positions, so they like explode out and start to attack you. And
that's what I mean.
All right, man.
That's what I mean.
I just give it up now. I don't fucking care.
I'll just be like, hey, hold on, let's move.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't hear you. They're like, so. Yes. Yes.
Shit.
They do that. They do that. They think you're. They think you're giving it. You're trying to move. So they're like, and they fucking full on attack. You're like, no, I'm trying to move, bro.
Yeah.
Just come over here. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back tomorrow. I was thinking about tonight. Man, I don't know what I did with my shoulder. My shoulder's pretty fucking jacked up. Like I can't even like I could bring groceries and I try to put it on my seat, and if there's like weight on it, like it's fucking it hurts.
Have you been
so
lifting
bad.
still?
I can't do anything with my shoulder.
Yeah, it's that bad.
Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know. I'm almost ready to go to the doctor. I'm gonna take a look at it, but I'm like, what that entails is they're gonna want to do fucking X-ray, which that's cheap, but then they want to do MRIs, and you're like, oh fuck, that's like $600, and I'm like,
damn, even with insurance, that much?
MRIs are expensive, man. MRIs are super expensive.
Just subscribe to the method like I do. Just keep going until it doesn't
That's
work.
what I'm doing right now.
Just keep going until it don't work no more.
That's what I'm doing right now. But it's been pretty jacked up, so I'm kind of irritated with it. We'll see what happens. More time.
Dude, I'm just trying to like get back from that foot injury, because like tweak my shoulder a little bit, then I hurt my fucking foot, and basically I took like over tweaking my shoulder and my foot, I was out for like almost a whole month, because I took off like a couple days because my shoulder, and like I took off like 15 days because of my foot. Like I didn't train at all for like 15 days, and like what's killing me is I gained like 10 pounds in that fucking month, dude. So I'm sitting there fucking
not doing anything.
Just playing video games and drinking sodas, dude.
It makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference, dude.
Well, sodas in general is gonna fucking do that to
I'm stopping the sodas.
You should stop the sodas.
I'm not ready to stop them yet.
Oh
but I'm mentally getting prepared to stop the Mountain Diesels.
Just do it.
Dude, have you ever had a Mountain Dew? It's so
good. Just stop.
What's your favorite soda?
Right now, it's probably Coke.
Dude. A Coke classic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a place, we went to eat somewhere, and all they had was Pepsi, and I was like,
I used to fuck with Pepsi heavy.
I know, I used to love Pepsi, and I didn't like Coke, and now I'm like, Pepsi's too sweet.
Yeah, it's because you grew up Mexican like that.
Now it's Coke.
Pepsi. But you know what's a good alternative if you go to a place that only has Pepsi? They always have Dr. Pepper.
I don't really like Dr. Pepper.
No, really? Yeah, Dr. Pepper's number 2 for me.
No, I'd rather have root beer. I fucking love root beer.
Nah.
If they don't have anything, then I'll go with. I don't drink the Coke for the caffeine.
I do. I'm fucking trying to get zipped, dog.
The caffeine is so ain't
what do you have?
It ain't enough. I drink fucking energy drink. I have one coffee. Usually I'll have one coffee a day and one energy drink a day.
You drink a coffee and an energy drink?
Yeah, in a day. Yeah.
I guess it's probably the same because coffee has a lot of caffeine in it, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I've never had a cup of coffee.
Not as much as an energy drink. But it's a good.
What about compared to like a soda?
I don't think soda has that much caffeine. Yeah, because one energy drink is like, I think 250 to 300 grams of caffeine.
Milligrams.
Yeah, and I think a coffee might be. I think like 2 cups of coffee is probably sitting about 100, 150. Something like that. I don't know the exact numbers, but so yeah, I'll usually have a coffee, and then later on, like in the afternoon, I'll have an energy drink.
Yeah, I usually drink like a Blue Monster every day, and I sip on it till about 11. I open it up around 8, sip on it till about 11, and then water.
I mean, they're not good for you. That's for fucking sure.
Nah.
But I try not to overdo it. So, I mean, the other day when I had to go to near Santa Monica, I had an energy drink there. I had an energy drink on the way back, and then when I had to take, that was like 5 hours of driving.
Yeah.
And then I had to come home and then go watch Noah in India, which was another hour and a half, 2 hours. I had another energy drink to go
India's
there.
an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know how long. It was like an hour and a half. So I had another energy drink to go up there. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck.
I
was so tired of driving though.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I needed it. For sure, I needed it. But I try not to do that because it's fucking so bad for you.
You know what's crazy? Like driving from here to Texas don't bother me. I'm like because you get mentally prepared for that. Dude, driving from fucking my house to the gym, I'm like, fuck. I fucking hate it, dude.
Yeah, that's not too bad of a drive though, unless there's traffic.
There's always traffic when I come. Every day. It takes me like 45 minutes to get here sometimes.
Just because everyone's getting off work.
That's why I show up with that purple belt privilege. I always show up like right when class is starting.
How's the girl make it here on time?
She doesn't. No, but when she comes by herself, she leaves way earlier. I can't leave that early.
Why?
Because I'm a business owner, dog. We got to work, homie.
Get up earlier.
No.
Yeah. I've actually slept I slept in. I mean, like 8 o'clock is the latest I've been sleeping in, except for the other day, Friday. I woke up like 11.
Yeah, I can't sleep solid past like 8. Like I said, I woke up around 8 on Friday.
I feel groggy.
Yeah.
If I try to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I wake up, like I'm like, oh, I can go back to sleep, and then I'll like wake up and I feel like groggy. And I feel like shit. So I'm like, fuck it. I'd rather just get up and start my day.
Yeah, I woke up on Friday and I was like, there ain't nothing that important I got to do today. I'm going back to sleep.
I got to work tomorrow.
It's Monday, dog.
I know. 4 days though.
No, then you're off for the rest of the month.
Yeah, until January 3rd. So
nice.
It'll be nice. It'll be real nice. I probably still got to do some work though. There's a lot going on.
I thought you're not supposed to do work when you're off.
I mean, you're not supposed to, but sometimes shit's gotta get done.
So I gotta go back and work right now. Shit's gotta get done, dog.
Shit has to get done.
That's all I got.
I'm ready. I'm looking forward to like. I'm hoping the schedule doesn't change too much over the next few weeks, so that I can try to get some good training in, like, twice a day, kind of at least for a little bit.
No, your shoulder fucking hurts.
Yeah, but I don't have to use it. I just fall on the other shoulder.
Tell someone fucking hayaj you on that shoulder and you're out for 2 months.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I want to compete next year. That's what I wanted. So I got to get back into.
You got anything coming up in January?
I don't think there's anything
shut
until
the
like
fuck up then.
February or is it March? I don't know. I think February or March is the first one.
No, there's World Leagues in January for sure.
Is there?
Yeah, I think I might compete in judo next week. I'm gonna see if I can sign up.
That'd be cool.
I gotta go see if I can sign up when I get home.
I watched this. There's this YouTuber. I think he's a purple belt, and he does jiu-jitsu, but he signed up for a judo comp. He was like, it was the hardest comp I've ever. He's like, I've done like 60 jiu-jitsu comps, and he did a judo one. He did it with a fucking black guy. He like, they tried to throw him, and then he didn't let himself get thrown, and he fucking like smacked the fucking back of the head dude in his face. He had this big ass fucking gnarly black eye. He got fucked up for the first. I think because he did multiple. I don't know how it works. Can you do multiple multiple?
Not that I know of.
Maybe he did like the ultra, or I don't know. Do they have that too? Like
Absolutely. Not that I know.
Somehow he did like multiple.
Yeah.
He lost his first brackets or whatever, and then he went to a different bracket. I don't know what it was, but it was interesting to see. Like
judo's a lot faster, so you get banged a lot more.
Yeah, there's a lot more like fucking shaking and like trying to get you to off balance and shit. Like that.
Now that I understand the rules more, I think I'll do better in this one because I got my fucking.
Well, knowing the rules is a lot.
Yeah, well, my judo sensei got it in my head so much. He's like, you can't grip like this, you can't do this, you can't do that because they're going to give you a Shido, and I think if you get 2, you get DQ'd. Mm-hmm. So I was so aware that I just try to grip and attack, and that's one of the drills we do. We'll do it for like 5 minutes at a time where you grab a grip and you try to attack. So you guys are both fighting each other like that. So, but now I know how you can stall and what kind of grips you can do, and like because I watched everyone compete, and I was like, yo, they're not getting called. They're not getting called for that shit. So I'm gonna just grab my grips and like I'll take the Shido. But what I found out too is if I push the other opponent out of bounds, they get a Shido.
If they were running, it makes
even if I push them out, So I'm gonna be pushing motherfuckers
Sumo
out of bounds.
style.
Yeah, dude. And then what he was saying is like if you're getting pushed, when you get to the edge, you try to cut the corner, and if they go out, they get the Shido.
Yeah.
So
It's very sumo-ish.
yeah.
Have you ever watched I think his things like Sensei Seth? It's like this karate dude.
Mm-mm.
It's this YouTuber. He's like a black belt karate, but he tries like everything. Like he goes and tries jiu-jitsu, he tries judo, he tries all these different things. And he's a pretty big dude, and he tried sumo, and he got really into sumo, and then he became. This is like in the span of a year, he became the fucking U.S. champ in his division, and then went to fucking worlds in like Switzerland or something like that, and fought in a sumo tournament and like that. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
You know, I was talking to someone the other day about he was talking about how he wanted to do judo, and I was like, dude, you're young enough, and you have so much skill that I bet you could make the Olympic team in 4 years. Because we don't have a big pool to pull people from the Olympic team, and because we're hosting it, we get to automatically have someone in every weight class. So it means you don't go fight around the world and qualify. All you have to do is make the team.
We're hosting the next Olympics.
Yeah, it's in LA.
Oh,
yeah, 2028.
How much are those tickets gonna be?
They won't announce it yet. I don't even know where they're putting it up yet. I don't think they've actually announced the
that
venue
might
yet.
be fun to try to get to.
Yeah, but because
how often is that? That like this is the last time that happened.
Atlanta, I think, was the last one.
Yeah.
No, well, the Winter Olympics.
This is Summer Olympics.
Summer Olympics, yeah.
That
So 2028, yeah. So like I was talking to him because Shintaro Higashi and Travis Stevens were talking about like if you get a really good jiu-jitsu guy, they could probably make the team, but there's no way they're going to place. But I mean, making the team,
it's huge.
You're an Olympian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I'm going to push him. I'm going to talk to my judo instructor and say, hey, I got this guy who wants to come in. Like I think he could. I mean, obviously, who am I? But I think maybe he could be a contender for the Olympic team. He's got all these accolades. Let's get him in here and see what he can do. And if he's willing to dedicate himself the next 4 years,
he might make it.
Might be an Olympian.
Mm-hmm. That'd be dope.
Because he has the accolades, he has the skill. It would just be sharpening his existing skills in judo. He's already got good judo skills. So and just teaching him the rules and all that kind of shit. So that'd be pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because they were talking about it a couple weeks ago. They're like, "Hey, all you adult competitors, let's get you competing because I mean you could really make the Olympic team.
Like
right
there's
a chance.
Yeah,
there's a chance you can make the Olympic team because they need like 15 people or something like that, and just there's not that many adult competitors that are really getting after it
in the U.S.
Yeah, I think it's 15 classes or something like that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know if they get to have backups and shit like that. So there might be. Maybe 45. There might be 45 guys on the team. Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
So, and the fact that we get to have someone at every weight class never happens because so in judo, all the other countries have every weight class because they get subsidized by companies or by the government to go fight. In the U.S., they don't do that. So, in order to get enough points to make it to an Olympics, you have to travel internationally to get enough points.
There's just not enough money.
There's not enough money in it here
to make it.
So now that we don't have to do that for this Olympics, there's a real opportunity for people to make it to the team.
Dude, that would be crazy if the U.S. fucking does.
They're not going to win, dude. France and Japan are so fucking good. Well, it depends. It depends if they're going to allow the leg grabs in the Olympics this year. It could change because the IJF, Japan Judo, which is the people that make the IJF, said we're bringing the leg grabs back. Here's the rules around the leg grabs, and they
so that like single legs and stuff like that, or is it just
it's everything? You have to have a lapel grip still. So if you have a lapel grip, you can grab the leg as much as you want.
Oh, so like a single leg.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's going to be rules about how you can grab it and the time you can grab them in. But that's one of my favorite takedowns is collar dragging people and lifting the leg. I like that a lot because I'll drag people down to like their heads getting close to the mat and their feet are light and you can just drive and take them down. So, I mean, that's probably a half point. There's a name for it. I can't remember what it's called, but that's probably a half point to take them down. Half points don't matter unless it goes to overtime. So, but
wrestling would probably play a big into that.
Well, that's why they stopped it because like the Russians were coming in and smashing all the European.
Yeah, because they just pull down, shoot in for a single leg, boom.
Yeah.
Is it France that has sambo?
No, Russia.
Is it Russia?
But
so sambo is like big judo as well. Except they do the shorts and the gi on the top, right?
Sambo is a Russian sport, so it's all the Russian countries that really do sambo.
They use a lot of judo in that shit.
It's all judo. It's judo with combat. It's more that it's so like there is a combat side of judo which they don't teach at our school. Nobody teaches it really, but there's a combat side of it. So sambo is the combat side of judo and the judo side of judo, like the throwing side of judo put together.
Okay.
So it's and they call it combat sambo. So combat sambo it's like jiu-jitsu. It's like more like Gracie jiu-jitsu. Like I think about it like that.
School,
yeah. So it's like Gracie jiu-jitsu just from Russia.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think the opportunity for people in the United States to make an Olympic team this time is going to be big. And like, yeah, it'd be cool to go to the judo matches. They last like a week though.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they only do one weight class a day.
I mean, just going to the Olympics would be fucking dope. That's
Yeah.
something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
There's, and the summer games are. I'm curious what they're gonna do, like where
for like volleyball or like track and field.
I mean, I'm curious what they're gonna do with like. It's so congested in LA.
Oh, it's gonna be fucked, dude.
Like, I can't imagine how.
Well, there's already an Olympic stadium there, but it's been there. It's been there since the 80s.
Yeah, they're
so
gonna have to revamp
I
it.
don't think they're gonna use that
Or
one.
they'll revamp it.
Yeah, but the traffic's fucked. It's right off the. It's off the 110, right in downtown LA.
They're gonna do what
It's just south of downtown.
what Gavin Newsom did when the Chinese president came.
What they do?
They cleared all the homeless people out.
Oh yeah, well they're all here now.
Not all of them. It's not actually that bad out here.
I drove them today. There's a couple on Cammons.
Yeah. It's not that bad out here that I've seen. Like LA, San Diego.
San Diego's crazy right now too.
It's wild to watch to see that, man. I'm like, man, what the fuck happened? It's so crazy to see.
Yeah.
But I bet you they'll clean it out. Like, I mean, they always do. Every country does. They like.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think we'll do as bad as some other countries where they like. Was it Brazil or I don't know where one of them where they basically they stopped the buses from all the favelas and from like all the poor places. They cut off all public transportation, so they couldn't even make it into the cities.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, that's wild. Just to like
that when Salt Lake hosted the Winter Games, they literally gathered all the homeless people in Salt Lake and put them on buses to Vegas. And then the mayor at the time of Vegas was like a legit gangster. He was a mafia lawyer back in the day. Found out, paid them all to go back to Utah. Gangster, dude.
Yeah. It's just wild what they'll do for Olympics.
Yeah,
It's so corrupt too when you look at that side. The Olympics is.
But who fucking cares? The Olympics is so
was it
meaningless.
IOC? I was listening.
Yeah.
I was listening to someone. That guy. More plays, more dates.
Yeah.
He did like a week ago on that one dude that was boxing.
That was a chick.
There was a chick.
Yeah.
And everyone was like,
or was a dude and then it's a chick.
Everyone's like, it's few. No. He looked at all the blood work that they wouldn't release, and no, it's a dude.
Yeah, biological.
It just,
I think they said it was actually a hermaphrodite.
It was a dude. But he was saying that whatever he had like a micro penis, and then a lot of people with this genetic mutation are not sure. Like they're not sure if you're a female or a male, but legit it was a male. Like he's a male, 100%. And he went through like all the biomarkers. He went through all those tests that were shown, and he was like, it's just. But he had that one mutation where it's like, but he was saying how like he's like everything here clearly shows that this is a dude. So why the fuck would the IOC just ignore all this and like be like, oh, when what organization called it out? Another boxing organization called it out. And they were like, "No, you can't box here. You're not. They basically like you can't box against females here.
Boxing is
crazy. I don't know about that, but it played. Yeah, it could be good. Like those two chicks that went at it. That shit was fuck. They went hard.
Oh yeah.
Did you see her stitches afterwards?
I'd get any UFC fighter against those girls and clap their cheeks.
Oh, UFC, yeah.
In fighting.
Yeah. Straight fighting.
Yeah, fighting.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking about. I was talking about wrestling. I was like, wrestling is awesome, but what are you gonna do? Pin me to death? Like if you don't know submissions, wrestling is great.
Unless they throw you hard enough to crack your dome.
That's the other thing. Yeah, unless you
that's the thing. That's the idea behind an ippon and judo. You would get thrown so hard you'd die.
You'd die,
or you're not getting back up.
Well, on the concrete.
Yeah.
I mean, and the concrete, any throw is a potential game over. Yeah, for sure. Especially the ones with like, bam, they dump them down. Oof. A double leg?
Yep.
Yeah, if you're not gentle about it, it's game over. But you can also hurt yourself pretty bad too. Driving your shoulder into the cement.
Yeah.
There's been a few matches where like the UFC, where this UFC guy picked him up, went for the double leg, dropped him. Dude he dropped out, but then he hit his head too, and they're both fucking knocked out. So it's like, do that on concrete. Both of you are fucked.
You want to see Ultimate Equalizer on the concrete?
Oh yeah, always.
Gotta let those things fly, dog.
Always. Anyways, I don't got much else. It was a good week. Not a lot of rolling, but it was good.
It's a good mental week.
Yeah. That's we did outside of like just rolling on the mats. I was thinking about like how jiu-jitsu is not all about just jiu-jitsu and being on the mats. Like, we went out to the desert. Everyone from the squad was there. We did Thanksgiving. It was everyone from jiu-jitsu. Like, it seeps into other parts of your life, you know, the people you meet, people you end up hanging out with, shit like that. So it's pretty fucking cool. So if you're on the edge about it, go do it. That's what people...
Just join a cult. We did.
Join the cult.
We did.
I see on Reddit where like, people are like, it's so hard to make friends as an adult. I'm like, go
join jiu-jitsu.
Easy.
Yep.
That's your answer right there.
Yep.
Go join jiu-jitsu. All of a sudden you're going to have...
Hey.
I mean, you got to get past that first, like...
When you get used to another man sweating on you, you become friends.
You got to get used to that first 6 months where everyone's ignoring you because they don't know if you're going to quit.
No, hold on. These fucking white belts are lucky that I grace them with my motherfucking presence and this motherfucking technique I be showing. Because when I was a fucking white belt, I just got demolished and no one would show me shit.
Yeah.
They would just say, don't do that because I'll fuck you up. They never told me why.
Yeah.
Be thankful.
But it's like, that is a thing where like when you first start jiu-jitsu, you feel like you're an outcast a bit because, and it's for valid reason.
You got to earn your spot, homie.
Not even that. It's like, I don't want to take my time meeting someone and then you're like, where'd the fuck this guy go? He just fucking quit and then never shows up. And it's like, why the fuck did I waste my time like befriending this person and like, you know, and then boom, they're gone. You're like, oh, that kind of sucks.
Nah, fuck that. You got to earn your keep on these mats, dog. You got to show me you want it.
Be handy with the steel.
You got to be handy with the steel. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways.
All right.
All right. That's all I got.
Like and subscribe, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Peace.